Good morning and welcome to the Daily Download. I'm your host, Brad Nelson, and today is Monday, May 5th, 2025. Here's what you need to know today. The UK retail giant Co-op has confirmed that a recent cyber attack resulted in the theft of personal data for a significant number of current and past members. Although the breach did not expose passwords or financial details, it did compromise names and contact information. Initially downplayed, the attack has now been attributed to affiliates of the Dragon Force ransomware group, the same actors behind the recent Marks and Spencer breach. Investigations revealed that the attackers used social engineering tactics to reset an employee's password and gain access to the network, ultimately stealing the file containing Windows password hashes. Co-op is rebuilding its Windows domain controllers and working with Microsoft Dart and KPMG to harden its infrastructure. Dragon Force, a ransomware as a service operation, is linked to the cybercriminal community known as Scattered Spider or Octo Tempest, known for using SIM swapping and MFA fatigue techniques to infiltrate networks. The group claims to possess data from 20 million Co-op members and has reached out directly to Co-op executives with extortion demands. A coordinated supply chain attack involving 21 Magneto extensions has compromised between 500 and 1,000 e-commerce websites, including one owned by a $40 billion multinational. Discovered by security researchers at Cybersecurity, the attack exploited extensions from vendors Tigran, Mintanshi, and MGS, with malware that lay dormant since as early as 2019, but was only activated in April 2025. The backdoor was found in license check files within extensions using specially crafted HTTP requests to authenticate and execute arbitrary code. Once authenticated, attackers could upload malicious PHP files that would be automatically executed, allowing full control over affected servers. Potential consequences include data theft, credit card skimming, and unauthorized admin access. Cybersecurity notified all vendors involved. Mintanshi acknowledged a server breach, Tigran denied any compromise and continues distributing the affected extensions, while MGS has yet to respond. Cybersecurity also found the same backdoor in the Welt Pixel Google Tag Manager extension, though the source of compromise there remains unconfirmed. Admins using affected extensions are urged to scan for indicators of compromise or restore from clean backups. The long dormant nature of this backdoor, hidden for 6 years, raises new concerns about deeply embedded threats in open source and third-party software ecosystems. The U.S. Department of Justice has indicted Rami Khalid Ahmed, a 36-year-old Yemeni national believed to be the mastermind behind the Black Kingdom ransomware. Ahmed is accused of orchestrating a campaign of over 1,500 cyber attacks targeting Microsoft Exchange servers across the U.S. and internationally. The indictment states that from March 2021 through June 2023, Ahmed and his co-conspirators infected computers belonging to a range of organizations. This includes a Pennsylvania school district, a ski resort in Oregon, a health clinic in Wisconsin, and a California medical billing company. Once the systems were compromised, victims received ransom demands of $10,000 in Bitcoin, with instructions to send payment proof to a designated Black Kingdom email address. Ahmed reportedly exploited critical Microsoft Exchange vulnerabilities known as proxy logon, which allowed attackers to gain access, escalate privileges, and drop web shells on targeted systems. These flaws were first identified and exploited in early 2021, and Microsoft later confirmed Black Kingdom had breached around 1,500 Exchange servers using these exploits. In earlier activity, Black Kingdom also targeted Pulse Secure VPN vulnerabilities, showing a pattern of exploiting unpatched enterprise systems for access. Ahmed now faces charges including conspiracy, intentional damage to protected computers, and making threats to damage them. If convicted, he could face up to 15 years in a U.S. federal prison. He is believed to currently reside in Yemen. The cybercriminal group known as Scattered Spider is proving remarkably resilient, continuing to launch attacks against major corporations despite recent arrests and law enforcement pressure. Also known by aliases like UNC 3944, Octo Tempest, and Muddled Libra, this group gained international notoriety for high-profile breaches of MGM Resorts and Caesars Entertainment in 2023. Scattered Spider members, primarily young English-speaking individuals from the US and UK, specialize in social engineering tactics like SIM swapping and MFA fatigue attacks to breach networks and escalate privileges. In early 2024, some members, including 19-year-old Noah Michael Urban and alleged ringleader Tyler Buchanan, were arrested. Urban has already pleaded guilty to multiple charges. However, the arrests haven't slowed the group down. Recent cyber attacks on British retailer Marks & Spencer have been attributed to Scattered Spider, this time using DragonForce ransomware, a ransomware as a service model that lets affiliates deploy ransomware or conduct extortion campaigns. DragonForce tools offer built-in EDR evasion and even call-based extortion services. What makes Scattered Spider especially difficult to dismantle is its decentralized structure. Security researchers say the group operates more like a loose collective than a traditional crime syndicate, so removing one or two members doesn't cripple its operations. Experts urge organizations to bolster defenses, especially against advanced social engineering and phishing attacks. Key recommendations include moving away from SMS-based MFA, monitoring for suspicious domain activity, and being vigilant against MFA bombing attacks. Despite the challenges, analysts remain hopeful. Because the group operates largely in English-speaking countries, law enforcement has a better chance of identifying, tracking, and arresting members over time. Cybercriminals are increasingly scanning the internet for leaked developer secrets, like passwords, API keys, and configuration files accidentally deployed with web applications. According to Grey Noise Intelligence, scanning activity targeting .env and .git files saw its largest spike in April 2025, involving nearly 4,800 IP addresses, mainly from cloud providers in the US and Singapore. These files often contain sensitive credentials. Once leaked, they can provide attackers with initial access to systems which they can exploit to move laterally across an organization's network. The problem stems largely from developer inexperience. Many developers, especially those using AI code assistants, are unknowingly deploying full development directories, including secrets and Git histories, directly to production servers. GitGuardian reports that nearly 24 million secrets were exposed on GitHub in 2024 alone, 65% of which came from environment configuration files. Exposed Git folders can allow attackers to reconstruct entire code bases, complete with commit histories that may include credentials or sensitive logic. Compounding the risk, most leaked GitHub and GitLab tokens grant full access. GitHub has responded by expanding its push protection feature, which blocked 4.4 million secrets last year. Developers are encouraged to enable push protection, run GitHub's free secret risk assessment tool, and use proper secrets management platforms to secure credentials. As Grey Noise's research puts it, it's not a matter of if secrets will be found, just when. As of May 1st, most financial institutions operating in New York are now required to comply with a major set of cybersecurity rules under the state's 23 NYCRR Part 500 regulation. This milestone is part of a phased rollout by the New York Department of Financial Services, and it mandates strict access control measures, including privilege access management, password hygiene checks, vulnerability scanning, and endpoint detection and response. These regulations, which apply to banks, insurers, lenders, and financial service providers, are aimed at bolstering defenses against ransomware and financially motivated cybercriminals. While some industry experts say the rules are appropriately stringent given the risks, others warn they may be too prescriptive and could lead to unfair after-the-fact penalties during incident investigations. The final compliance deadline is set for November 1st, 2025, by which time firms must complete comprehensive IT asset inventories and enforce multi-factor authentication across their systems. In short, New York's finance sector just raised the cybersecurity bar, and more industries may follow suit. Google is notifying parents that children using Android devices under Family Link parental controls will soon be able to access its Gemini AI apps. The company says kids can use Gemini for tasks like getting homework help or listening to stories. However, Google also warns that Gemini can make mistakes and may show content parents would prefer their kids not see. While Google claims children's data won't be used to train its AI models, concerns remain. Past issues with similar chatbots have included inappropriate responses and kids struggling to distinguish bots from real people. To address these risks, Google is advising parents to talk to their kids about how AI works and to avoid sharing sensitive information. Children under 13 can enable Gemini on their own devices, though parents will receive a notification when it's first used and have the ability to disable access through Family Link. The race to build an AI-driven everything app is heating up between Sam Altman and Elon Musk. Both are working toward platforms that combine finance, social networking, and artificial intelligence. Altman, best known as the CEO of OpenAI, is also the chairman of Tools for Humanity, the company behind WorldCoin, a cryptocurrency tied to biometric verification using orb-based eye scans. Through the World app, users can chat, send crypto, and use mini-apps. With 26 million users and a new Visa debit card on the way, Altman's app is positioning itself as a real competitor to Musk's X, which is also integrating payments this year. The WorldCoin project also aims to solve the AI-era problem of bot spam by verifying human identity, something Altman and his team say is crucial in a world flooded with AI-generated content. Meanwhile, Meta is making its own AI moves. At Meta's recent LlamaCon, the company unveiled a standalone Meta AI app, blending chatbot functionality with social media sharing. Meta believes its edge lies in personalization and voice features. Users can connect their Facebook and Instagram data to get more customized answers, and the app includes a Discover feature that functions like a social network for AI-generated content. The next phase of AI isn't just about smart chatbots, it's about ecosystems, and companies like OpenAI, X, and Meta are racing to define how we work, socialize, and pay in the age of intelligent software. Mozilla, the company behind Firefox, is warning that it could go out of business if the U.S. Department of Justice's proposed restrictions on Google's search monopoly are fully implemented. In court testimony, Mozilla CFO Eric Mulheim says that losing Google's default search payments, which make up 85% of Mozilla's revenue, would force the company to make deep cuts, triggering a downward spiral that could shutter the browser entirely. At issue is the DOJ's push to prevent Google from paying to be the default search engine in browsers like Firefox. That strategy has been central to Google's dominance in search, a dominance the court has already ruled to be an illegal monopoly. Mozilla's dilemma is ironic. While it's a direct competitor to Google's Chrome, it depends on Google's payments to survive. Alternatives like Bing don't monetize traffic as well, and past attempts to switch users to non-Google defaults like Yahoo led to users abandoning Firefox. The DOJ argues its proposals would eventually create a more competitive search landscape. Mozilla isn't so sure. Mulheim told the court that while the long-term benefits might be real, the short-term disruption may be fatal. This highlights a broader challenge in antitrust enforcement. How do you dismantle a monopoly without unintentionally harming the very competitors you hope to help? And that brings us to today's tech tip. Secure your browser and your privacy by changing your default search engine and reviewing add-ons regularly. Many browsers, including Firefox and Chrome, allow you to choose your default search engine. Don't just stick with the default. Explore alternatives like DuckDuckGo and Brave Search. Also, every few months, check your installed browser extensions and remove any you don't recognize or no longer use. Unused or shady extensions can be a hidden security risk. Stay aware and stay secure. Your browser is your gateway to the internet. Don't let it become a backdoor. Thank you for listening to the Daily Download. This episode is brought to you by FRCS Tech, your partner in business technology solutions. If you'd like to learn more, visit us at frcstech.com. And we'll see you tomorrow.